Welcome back to the APP Mesa Open. We are on to our second gold medal match of the day. Women's singles coming your way. We're taking a look at the women's doubles bracket right now. Simone Jardim and Paris Todd, and then of course Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge. They will be playing later, but right now we have Megan Fudge taking on Salome Devidze. Salome Devidze, sorry about that. Megan Fudge, the 36-year-old from Bel Air, Florida. She's got 4 APP medals that she already won this season. And a newbie to the van life. She and her husband Ryler and their 2 kiddos embracing the RV life. They're doing that for a lot of the tournaments, these pickleball tournaments this season. Traveling there. They flew here though, and Megan Fudge, someone to be reckoned with in this on this championship Sunday. She's also playing in the women's doubles later.
Yeah, we've seen a new and revitalized Megan Fudge here in the 2023 season. We saw it toward the end of the 2022 season. Definitely put a lot of time into her game with husband Ryler DeHaan. We talk about it all the time, how much they get out and they train together. Megan Fudge in singles, though, is the quintessential counterpuncher. She's going to wear you down, and she's going to get every single ball back that she has the opportunity to put a paddle on.
And the woman she's going to try and wear down today to get this gold, Salome Devidze. She is also someone, though, a veteran who knows exactly what it's going to take to get a gold.
Yeah, Salome Devidze is going to give Megan Fudge everything she can handle today. It's going to be about patterns between these two and who can get the other out of their pattern. An interesting fact and kind of thing with this matchup, Devidze now swinging that Vatic paddle. This is like her 3rd paddle in the last 2 or 3 months that she's gone from. She started with Yola, then she went to the Legacy. We saw her use that Legacy in Daytona. She couldn't control it, right?
At all,
So she went back to the Yola. Now she's with Vatic. But what's consistent is Salome Devidze. She continues to figure it out and puts herself in this position. Then on the flip side, you have Megan Fudge, who is now swinging the new Gamma Carbon paddle, but she's only using it for singles. She's not swinging it in doubles. So that's something to look for, too, as they came out with that new Carbon paddle. She says she likes it. She gets a little more pop and control with it. So we'll see how that plays out. But, again, this is going to be a great matchup here for the women's gold.
Cannot wait to get this thing underway. Megan Fudge hopping around. I know she can't wait either. So let's get it underway, shall we? Megan Fudge serving to Salome Devidze.
Yeah, and that is going to be the test for Devidze. Is we've seen that she struggles a little bit to handle some of the slice, some of the backspin to be able to pick that up. And the wind is also picked up as well. Just wide right there. I think Fudge has to be careful with the top spin and leaving those balls up, because that's where Devidze is going to tee off on. Oh, that ball just missed. I was about to say, get out of here, Megan Fudge. With even just the first 2 gets on that one, Devidze probably had the finish a put away against any other player out there on the court. Ooh.
Close call.
But Devidze's serve is called out, so a very quick side out. Megan Fudge back with the serve after a 2-0 lead.
Fudge is gonna overturn this one herself. That ball.
So we do have the line judges here available today, but explain what Megan Fudge just did.
Yeah, Fudge overturned that call right there. It looked like it was inside the line. Coming off the paddle, potentially was going deep.
So instead of getting the serve back, Salome Devidze with straight points here, 2 straight points against Megan Fudge in this women's singles gold to tie things up. Salome still with the serve.
Too big of a serve, really pushing Fudge back off the baseline. She's not able to get any depth on that return.
Well, that's a huge key right there. She needs to get depth on that return. You get Devidze moving forward and through that ball, you're in trouble.
Again,
twice, same thing.
Fudge's return is maybe 2-3 feet past the kitchen line there, and Devidze is able to step in and just continue that pressure. I'd probably like to see Fudge maybe take another step back here behind the baseline. Instead, stepping up
standing
right on the corner. Oh, good read.
The change of pace from Fudge, right? So she drops that fourth shot instead of driving it, and then Devidze tries to rip that cross court, but Fudge is all over it.
Ball was in. Fudge thinking that ball was out. Looks at referee Julie Scott.
So side out here, Salome Devidze getting the ball back with a 4-2 lead. Salome winning the silver medal in Daytona in women's singles, falling to Paris Todd.
Again, a little change of pace, throws off the timing of Devidze. She's late making contact with that one. Already started to drop, misses it into the net.
Seen Devidze shake out that left wrist, that left arm. Oh, something got pinched there.
Too good there from Devidze, and that's what we're talking about. Fudge is going to make you work for it, but Devidze is able to just step into all of these balls, really put some momentum behind him with the body, and she's teeing off on both the forehand and backhand side right now.
That serve from Devidze is just proving to be troublesome for Megan Fudge. Salome taking the 5-2 lead here early in the first game of the women's singles gold medal match.
Well, Devidze is just controlling everything because she's hitting everything deep. Fudge is leaving stuff in the transition area and allowing Devidze to step into it.
Megan Fudge excited with that side out there, as she should be.
But Devidze instantly, too, gives a little paddle tap going, nice shot, because there was nothing Devidze could do with that one as she just ran out of real estate.
This is a 1,500 seat championship court here. You see it starting to fill in on this beautiful Sunday morning. People coming in from playing their own pickleball matches on this 41 court facility we have here at Bellbank Park. Salome looked like she decided to let that one go, thinking it was going to be long, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's almost Fudge baiting Devidze to come forward on that one. It was a decent ball, but that's the way that Fudge is looking to beat Devidze, is bring her in and force that passing shot. She can't keep her at the baseline. Again, the pressure there. If she tries to go ground stroke to ground stroke with Devidze, Devidze is going to keep putting that pressure on with the big, heavy topspin balls.
Fudge trying to claw her way back into this. She led early, but now trailing 3-6 in this first game.
Devidze hitting another one Little too deep.
Yeah, I like this strategy. Fudge changed up a little bit. And like you said, it's almost a little bait job here for Megan Fudge, trying to get Devidze to come up a little bit and create spacing for Fudge to pass.
Yeah, 5-5 right now. Ooh, she had the opportunity. She just caught that backhand too late and catches the net court. I thought she was going to go cross court with that roll.
Yeah, and she decided to go flat down that line. If she does go cross court, she got more space there to work with.
So Devidze with the serve now. Tied at 5-all in this first game. And that serve goes long.
Tried to crank that serve and just overcooked it.
That change of pace drop from Fudge. She dropped that to the transition area cross court. That pulled Devidze about 5 feet out of bounds. That's an incredible shot from Megan Fudge at a perfect time.
So again, Fudge is gonna break you down by making you hit a lot of balls. We did see the adjustment. She missed one down the line where we thought she was going to go cross court. She went cross court, and the next one opened it up. So very smart play by Fudge out on the court right now.
The overhead winner from Salome Devidze, just in the spot where she knew Megan Fudge could not get to.
Yeah, I think kind of a misstep there after the good backhand roll, pulled Devidze out wide. Fudge trying to go back behind her, but Devidze hadn't even moved. Wow.
That's such a good ball on her heels.
Wow.
She is backing up full on her back foot for this two-hander
and ripped
it cross court. I mean, that ball was incredible from Devidze. You and I both looking at each other as she hit it. We're like, what in the world? Great ball from Devidze, now back within one.
I mean, Devidze couldn't hit any better balls. She goes complete corner on the forehand side, complete corner on the backhand side. Fudge counter punches him back, and then Devidze tries to go even more after she hit two fantastic balls and sprays it deep.
That ball called out, so a very quick side out for Megan Fudge. Get the ball back on Salome's side with a chance to tie it with this serve here.
The depth of Fudge's counters, they're a couple of inches inside the baseline. Don't have a ton of power on it, but it's just that relentless pressure and the relentless depth that forces Devidze to overhit to try to go bigger to hit that passing shot.
Yeah, and again, that's exactly what it is that the timeout. They're discussing the timeout was called by Megan Fudge. But again, it's Fudge has made an adjustment to get her returns and everything deeper right now, which has given her a much better advantage. But it's almost like, I'm back here imitating a fisherman where she's baiting Salome Devidze into overhitting.
Yes.
Right? Because what is Fudge doing? She's floating these balls back to the baseline now. Instead of trying to rip through them, she's floating them back and almost tempting Devidze into going, I need to hit this as hard as I can, and she's overhit a few of them.
Her husband, Ryler DeHart, giving her some insight and coaching there on the sidelines. Their 2 kiddos next to them. Of course, they're living the RV life like we've shown you guys.
More power to them.
You couldn't do it?
I've thought about it. We've thought about it plenty of times. And then, we've got 2 kids and 5 dogs.
5 dogs?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Simone has a problem.
That is a lot of dogs.
That is a lot of dogs. We've thought about doing it, and then it's just, it's bad enough in a hotel room when the kids are like locked into this confined space. Driving around the country, it'd be like, we'd have to have a secondary trailer just to put them back.
Put the animals in it.
There.
Well, Megan Fudge says that she really is enjoying it because they get a chance to see the country. They like hiking quite a bit. So that's what they are enjoying doing with their new RV life. Gotta have a place for some medals in that RV, too.
That was a great ball from Fudge. She changed the pace. So instead of flip, float, and flip, float, she goes rip on that last one, and it changed Devidze's thought process and ball up right there.
Yeah. Fudge just a little off balance on that last forehand. Leaves it a little too high. Good put away on the forehand volley by Devidze, but definitely looking at the 2 play styles, right? Devidze is 1 speed and 1 speed only. Fudge is able to make the difference here by changing speeds up and really throwing off the timing of Devidze. And as I say that, Devidze rips a serve and throws off the timing of Fudge.
So it's 8-7 now. Megan Fudge with the lead. Salome Devidze with a chance here to tie it up. This has been a very closely contested first game of this women's singles gold medal match, as you would expect. These 2 pickleballers to have such a closely contested game. It's side out yet again.
Devidze trying to do too much of that forehand.
Yeah, she overran that one. Jammed herself up. I mean, again, in that situation, Devidze is like, what do I have to do to hit a passing shot? Again, pinching Fudge all the way back in the corner. She steps up, takes a ball out of the air with a sharp angle, and Fudge is just getting everything back.
Yeah, Fudge is not putting anything on a ball until Devidze comes to the kitchen line. As soon as she does, now Fudge picks up the pace. But if Devidze stays back, Fudge is just flipping that ball back to the baseline with a ton of arc on it and just baiting her into trying to rip a ball past her.
Fudge with a chance to win the game here on this serve. And she does it. Megan Fudge with the first game win of this women's singles gold medal match here at the APP Mesa Open. She takes it 11-7, game 2 when we come back.
I'm Salome Devidze. I live in Jupiter, Florida. I was born in Georgia, which is in Europe. My brother told me, he's been playing for a couple of years, and he was like, you gotta try it. And I was like, no, are you kidding me? I'm a professional tennis player. And he was like, you gotta try it. And I sort of ignored him. And then, without me knowing, he entered us into the US Open, like in the lottery. So I started playing pickleball. I think that my pickleball game is a translation of tennis on a smaller court with plastic balls. I think I can drive through. I have pretty decent passing shots when I'm playing well. I feel it's like a big family. I feel like I got to know mostly everybody, and everybody seems to know each other and so friendly and so positive. I really like the positive energy. I can't wait to see them where, you see the draws that are 128 like in tennis and all grade level. I think that's where it's growing. I'm really hoping that it's going to be an Olympic sport one day, and I can totally see it going there.
Welcome back to the 2023 APP Mesa Open. Salome Devidze and Megan Fudge getting ready for game 2 here. Megan Fudge taking game 1, 11-7. Salome getting us started here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with the end change here. Now Fudge hitting into the wind, not able to get the depth that she was getting in game 1. So I think she's going to be looking for a little bit more angle on this one.
I think Devidze got away with one there. She hit a forehand right back to Megan Fudge at the baseline. This one right there. Yeah. I think Fudge needs to pull that cross court, create an angle. But a good start here for Devidze.
So Devidze's actually taken some pace off now with the wind behind her and using a little bit more angle and some pressure to the Fudge backhand.
Pressure is certainly what Salome Devidze wants to put on Megan Fudge after Fudge took game 1.
Devidze thought she missed that ball down the line. She stopped in the middle of this. Right after she hits this, she stops.
Oh, it was actually inside the line, though.
Yeah, but she thought she missed it.
She's off to a very strong start in this second game, up 4-0 on Megan Fudge. That overhead just a bit long.
Devidze cracks a smile back there at the camera. Can't believe she missed that one. But Fudge needs to get on the board here.
Quick side out, giving the ball back to Salome Devidze and a chance to build on her 4-0 lead here in this second game.
Big angle there off of the two-hand backhand from Devidze. Much better job moving Fudge around here in this one. She was doing it a little bit in game 1, but Fudge was getting everything back. Now she's creating a little bit sharper angle and pulling Fudge even more off the court.
Oh, Fudge over-hitting that one just a little bit, trying to go cross-court winner. And this is a great first half of this game for Devidze.
Exactly how she wanted to start out. After dropping game 1, she now has a decisive 6-0 lead here in this second game.
Ooh, she floated the forehand. She needed to do something more with it. Just open the face up and try to push it back. Would have liked to see an angle there.
Yeah, ball's not coming back on the overhead from Salome Devidze as she continues to roll here in this second game.
Yeah, sideline to sideline, corner to corner. Fudge being spread out all over the court.
Salome Devidze now with a chance to build on her lead here. And does so.
But Fudge reading it again really well, but just overhitting that forehand, trying to go cross-court winner here. But again, I think Devidze gets away with one.
Yeah, I think Devidze's just added even more pressure with the wind behind her now. And again, it's taken Fudge out of her game because now she's having to hit harder to hit through it just to get it back. So it's throwing off the timing.
Megan Fudge with some adjustments to make here in this second game if she would like to win it in straight games, as she would, because we know she's also going to play in women's doubles later this afternoon. Later this year, we have some exciting APP events coming up, starting off with the SunMed Sacramento Open at the end of April.
Yeah, Sacramento Open, and then that Vlasic Classic in Cincinnati, followed by a fan and player favorite at the Billie Jean King Tennis Center, the New York City Open. And then you got that California swing, followed by Philly and Chicago. So some great places to find some great pickleball, and we'll be there and on camera. Not really on camera, behind camera, but we're on camera right now.
We're on camera right now.
So that was the Discount Tire upcoming schedule. And when you play a schedule like that, it's just it seems like such a grind for so many of these players. Certainly we have several players today playing in multiple matches, trying to get multiple medals. What do you have to do in between matches, in between events to recover well?
Well, I think the spacing right now is done quite well. Like you've got a week off in between a lot of these. Once we get to the end of the summer and we're going into August, September, October, couple that with events like MLP, it's back to back to back, and it's just being able to take care of and maintain your body, which is now being the transition, right? It used to be a lot of the pros were having to play, then go and teach, and then go to the next one. Now they're able to have their team behind them to keep them healthy going through this hectic schedule.
We're in the women's singles, but we know that nobody wins gold or silver alone. Salome Devidze, though, doing a lot of work here in this second game, up 8-0 on Megan Fudge.
That was the difference maker right there. Fudge changed the pace again, got that ball low, hard for Devidze to attack that ball where it's right off her shoe tops. But Fudge needs to get something going here in this second game.
Good deep ball there. Salome hitting off the back foot, having to lift that one a little too much, and then getting the assist from the wind, pushing that one out.
There it is, right?
Adjustment.
She's had that twice before and overhit it. Now she finally makes that adjustment, like you said, Chad. Shapes that one down.
You could hear her yell of excitement afterwards, knowing how critical it was for her to get something going on this serve. She cut the deficit now to 6 points between her and Salome.
Yeah, the pressure's back on Devidze now. Fudge isn't getting balls that are deep. I don't think she's hit many ball past mid-court, but she's now adding some angle. She's adding a little bit of different spin.
Oh, gets a hold of that one.
Yeah, that's a tough ball on the run on the forehand side.
Salome Devidze here, 3 points away from forcing a third game here on championship court.
Too good. Perfect point construction there. Devidze needed to do more with that ball that sat up from Fudge. And as soon as she didn't, Fudge knew that she had opened up the angles.
I think Fudge had missed an opportunity, not taking a volley out of the air in the middle of that point, but she makes up for it right there with a grinding point to get the unforced error from Devidze.
Megan Fudge played her collegiate tennis at Illinois. Said that she got into pickleball because she was looking for something to do with Ryler, with her husband. So here they are. Championship court on this Sunday. What a ball by Salome Devidze. Just drops that in side the lines.
Well, Fudge staring down one of our sideline referees. I think she thought one of those balls was out.
Some nonverbal questioning is what you're saying?
Yes.
Devidze with the serve again. Megan Fudge has been on a run here late in this game, clawing her way back in it.
Wow, the slice. Devidze has been known to have trouble picking up the slice, and you see that heavy slice forehand from Fudge right there. Stays down, plus a little bit of side spin in that as well, and Devidze not able to pick it up.
That ball sailing just wide. You saw Salome watch it all the way to the ground.
Yeah, I think that was going to land
drop.
in.
Yeah, we're right on that line. We're seeing that trajectory, and the wind was going to hold that up and drop that in.
Big time passing shot there from Fudge. Nice two-hand backhand down the line. Just holds it well. Devidze taking a half step to the center of the court was enough. That is all that Fudge needed for that passing shot.
Well, you're talking about an 8-0 run by Devidze to start, followed by now a 5-0 run from Megan Fudge. And so a game of runs, we always see this. Don't count anybody out. There is no lead big enough in pickleball.
You mentioned that both of these women are playing on different paddles than they've used in the past. I'm curious, how long do you think it normally takes to get used to a new paddle and feel really confident in the way the ball is going to come off of it?
I mean, it all depends. You get these high-level players, give them a day to get used to a new paddle for the most part. I mean, it's a lot of times you talk about, you know, it's not the wizard, or it's not the wand, it's the wizard, right? And so it's the person behind it that's really, you know, kind of the difference maker. And the players at this level, Megan Fudge hasn't been swinging that paddle she's been using for a while, and she's very comfortable with it. Same thing here with Salome Devidze. So you can put a frying pan in most of these players' hands, and they're going to be able to do fine.
I think the conditions are more of a challenge than it is the paddle, right? Especially here, The air's very dry. The ball's flying a little bit more than what we've had already this season. Oh, Fudge almost got that one, but she forced Devidze to hit 5-6 overheads right here.
Impressive defense there from Megan Fudge to respond to those overheads as well as she did until Salome found one that landed.
We're back to game one strategy for Megan Fudge. Float the ball, make Devidze overhit. She's doing it just a little bit here. Those are some incredible balls there from Devidze. That's what you're laughing at.
Return and forth. Just ripped deep into the corner from Devidze, opening up that opportunity to go behind Fudge. Yeah, so Devidze's made an adjustment of her own, right? So you talked about Fudge where she's adding, those floating balls. Now Devidze is letting the ball develop. She's not getting up and getting on top of it, which was forcing those balls to go deep. She's now setting herself up, waiting, and taking a good swing, putting the pressure on Fudge.
Salome's first point in quite some time after taking an 8-0 lead.
Again, good point construction there from Devidze, setting herself up nicely, continuing to put the pressure on Fudge. And with the wind in her face, Fudge just not able to put enough pressure on herself as far as keeping that ball down.
And now Salome with a game point opportunity here.
Overcooked it. Ooh.
Again, it's that bait ball. It's working for her. Devidze taking a second right here. Regroup her thoughts. She does not want to give Megan Fudge any daylight.
Yeah, so it's the balls where Devidze is having to move up on. She's overcrowding it, and then she's either pulling it wide or pushing it deep. When Fudge is allowing her to stay at the baseline and she sets up well, she's really going hard on both the backhand and forehand side and putting the pressure on Fudge. So good adjustment there by Fudge in the last 2 points as far as, again, that bait ball. Now she's just making it a little bit shorter and making Devidze have to move forward onto it and overcrowding herself.
Megan Fudge has just refused to give up in this second game. She started out trailing 0-8 to Salome Devidze, and here she is, having scored 7 points. She's now got her at 7-10. So Salome, still with a single serve, can end this second game and force a third. Megan Fudge doing everything she can. She knows how critical it is to save herself, get this gold medal match under her belt as quickly as she can, because she has women's doubles coming up. We have men's doubles coming up right after this, and then women's doubles immediately following that, in which Megan Fudge and Susanna Barr will be taking on Paris Todd and Simone Jardim. So a lot on the line in this second game for both women, and they know it, they're playing like it, and this is the intensity you expect to see on Championship Sunday.
And this is not what Devidze needs here.
Look now, but
I mean, she's up 8-0 and cruising in this second game. And now to think that Megan Fudge is now back within 2 at 8-10.
oh, I think that ball's out. That ball's in. Okay, referee said that he could not see it. None of the referees could see it. The crowd is throwing up their hands that they saw it out. Fudge stopped the point, which means that's going to be Devidze's point right there.
And unfortunately for Fudge, her lob that she floated back up landed right on the baseline, and it was perfect. But wait, we have a ruling.
We're going to replay it?
Megan Fudge holding on to the ball as if she is going to take this serve.
So we are going to replay the point. That's great approach by Devidze at the right time. She waited for the right moment here. And then instead of going cross court with that, which would have been a power shot, she goes down the line because she's coming in.
So Salome Devidze with another chance here to end this game victorious. She is up 10-8 on Megan Fudge. Fudge, though, has just scrapped and clawed her way back into this second game.
Oh my gosh, 2 balls just dotted right in the corner. Gives Devidze game number 2. Fudge just walks off the court.
Customary to do a little paddle tap after a game, but none there. Salome Devidze winning game 2, forcing a game 3 here on Championship Sunday. The women's singles gold medal match, third game when we come back.
See, like, I don't play.
Having a tough time getting better? Our 3-day Level Up Pickleball camps feature a low student pro ratio and offer personalised training from the best pros in the game. Level Up will take you full circle through the point building process by teaching proper stroke mechanics, positioning and winning game strategies. Each camper also receives a personalised before and after video, an instructional manual, product discounts and more. Discover how good you can be with Level Up Pickleball camps. Visit us today at leveluppickleballcamps.com.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
The APP is presented by Pro XR, C&D Nets, and Discount Tire. Welcome back to the 2023 APP Mesa Open. We are getting ready for a third game in the women's gold medal match between Megan Fudge and Salome Devidze. Megan Fudge taking game one, 11-7, a very close game two. Salome Devidze starting off with an 8-0 lead in that game, eventually got to the game win, but it was a tough game for her to get. Megan Fudge going on a rally there late, adjusting the strategy, and now we are in a third game here between these two women with the gold medal hanging in the balance.
Oh, good finish there from Devidze, going back behind Fudge after she was stretched out. It'll be interesting to see how this one's going to play out because at the end switch, Devidze is going to be finishing with the win behind her. After just taking game number two. So Fudge looking to get on top early here if she can. Good pressure there again from Fudge, pushing Devidze back deep.
Another side out to start this third game. Megan Fudge with the first point.
Well, that's a nice job by Fudge getting Devidze on the run. She's trying to hit that volley on the run instead of being set up.
1-0.
Fudge was looking over at referee Julie Scott as she was hitting that ball. She didn't even look at the ball as she was making contact. She was just making sure that the referee was going to call that one out. Megan Fudge trying to pick up a little bug that's crawling around on the court right there. Still trying to get it.
Oh. By the way, she's picking it up. It might still be alive.
Yeah, it was still crawling around. She didn't want to step on it and squash it.
Still moving?
Yeah,
Very
still
nice.
moving.
She takes a 2-0 lead here in the third game.
Good pressure there from Devidze. Fudge just a little late on that final forehand with the open face.
Another side out there as Salome sends that shot wide.
Devidze falling into that trap again, Chad, of Fudge slowing everything up and Devidze overhitting.
And now we have lost the pickleball. There it is.
Oh, and a water bottle.
Surprise.
Inside of the barrier that we have between the court and the seats. Pickleball snuck inside one of those. It has been found. Megan Fudge has it, ready to serve.
Oh, good read from Devidze. Holding down the line there.
Salome looking to get on the board for the first time in this third game.
Nice drop there from Fudge as she just changes the pace again. She's changing speeds. She did not change speeds in game 2 until the end, but now she's back in that rhythm again.
So Devidze challenging the baseline referee, similar to Megan Fudge challenging the same referee earlier on. Well, sorry, I should say toward the end of game 2. That ball did look very close, but potentially landing right on the baseline. So I think that was an instance where Fudge needed to go down the line instead of going cross-court with Devidze.
Salome Devidze again still looking to get on the board in this third game. Trailing Fudge 0-3.
And Devidze pushing that one wide, trying to go for a little too much to put the pressure on Fudge.
Megan Fudge hyping herself up. She wins this one. She wins this game. She wins the gold.
Another missed passing shot there from Devidze. So the pressure of Fudge causing Devidze to go even larger with her balls down the sideline.
That one into the net, though, for the side out, giving the ball back to Salome Devidze. If she were to come back and win this game, there would be a fourth game here because Salome came back through that back draw to make her way here to championship court. So we would go to a fourth game to 15 as opposed to these ones, which are to 11.
Yeah, so that fourth game tiebreaker, because Devidze already has one loss and then Fudge has a loss if she loses here, we go to that fourth game. Oh, she almost got there.
So Devidze almost has a little bit of a tell. When she's going to come in, she goes flat down the line. She does not go cross court, and that's a good play, though, because when she goes flat down the line, the spacing isn't as big. If she were to go cross court, it opens up the court for her opponent.
Another good sequence there from Devidze. Sideline to sideline. And that big backhand opening up the corner, pushing Fudge deep to the backhand side.
So we have a timeout called on the court here, this third game in the women's singles gold medal match, tightly contested. We talked about how Megan Fudge got into pickleball. For Salome Devidze, it was actually her brother who got her into the sport in January of 2022. He called her up and said, hey, I've entered us in the U.S. Open, surprise. And she said, what? Excuse me, I better start practicing. A few weeks later, she won a 5-0 tourney, and she's been a force to be reckoned with on the tour ever since, certainly proving that again here today against Megan Fudge. Salome Devidze won silver in Daytona, would like to upgrade that medal color to gold here today.
Well, she has made her name on the singles side of play. That's where we see her in medal matches and on championship Sundays. She's still working on that doubles game, but it's starting to come along nicely. But a lot of the tennis players, come out and they talk about, this tennis side of things and how transition from tennis to singles pickleball is very easy because it's very similar strategically. And then it takes them a little while to get into that double side of things because the strategy is totally different.
So Salome Devidze ready for the serve after Megan Fudge went up 4-0. Salome trying to get back into this one, shrink her lead a little bit more.
That one floated on Fudge. She thought she had the depth of it, didn't quite brush up enough.
And this is almost turning into the opposite story of the second game, where Salome built up that huge lead over Megan Fudge. She took an 8-0 lead, and then Fudge clawed her way back into this one. This one, Fudge had the early lead, and Salome is the one who is refusing to back down.
Oh my goodness.
That's on full sprint that Devidze goes and hits this winner on a two-handed backhand. Full movement. Fudge thinks she has the court closed out, but Devidze has other thoughts.
Usually we see that on the forehand side, right? A big running forehand cross court. Very rarely do we see it on the backhand side, but we've actually seen that a couple of times from Devidze. One where she was pushed back and she hit it off a back foot and hit that passing shot cross court. This time on the run.
And Salome tying this game up at 4-all. A chance to take the lead, her first of the game here.
Wow, that's some incredible gets there from Megan Fudge just to stay alive in that, but Devidze just dotting lines.
So Salome with her first lead in this third game. She's up 5-4, and again, if she manages to come back and win this one, we would go to a tie-breaking fourth game to 15.
Devidze late on that one. You saw the take back and the timing. By the time she started coming forward, that ball was already past the front hip.
A little long there from Devidze, and we'll give Fudge 5 points and a tie here. Great angle there from Devidze. Again, we talked about it. We always talk about it, Chad. It's not how hard, it's where. It's placement over power, and Devidze hits that angle.
Oh, Fudge found another bug on the court.
Don't want anything interfering with the way you move on the court, including Mother Nature and all of her creatures.
A bit of a breakdown there on the forehand for Devidze. Again, Fudge taking some pace off of that ball down the line. Devidze overstretched and tried to flick up at it, but pulled it across the body.
Oh, Devidze was there, but unfortunately can't volley this one over. And I think Fudge thought she was out of position after that backhand, but recovers. And on the end change here, it's Megan Fudge in the lead.
We knew we were going to have a good match between these two women, and so far it has delivered. It feels like we're seeing a lot of in-game adjustments being made by these women. They're adjusting to each other's games, the strengths and weaknesses that are being exposed. Here we are with Megan Fudge, a chance to end this thing and win the gold medal right here, right now. What is it going to take for her to get it done?
Well, I think what you touched upon right there is the biggest part. Is it comes down to who can make the adjustments the fastest. If you're continuing through and you give up 2, 3, 4 points, then you're setting yourself up for failure because you're allowing that lead to extend. We've seen Fudge make adjustments a little bit quicker than Devidze, and I think that's been the difference here in this one. It'll be interesting to see in the end change how quick Devidze can make the adjustment.
Well, that's what I'll be interested in, is now they're changing ends, and now we'll see wind shifting and see who can make that adjustment quick enough to finish this off. And again, Devidze fighting for her life here. Fudge looking to end it and take that gold.
We are set up for a good one. Both of these women have brought their A game today, as you would expect in the gold medal match. They are here for a reason, both of them trying to prove that they've got what it takes to win the gold. Megan Fudge serving. She's got her 6-5 lead.
Oh.
Megan Fudge thought that ball was out, but the baseline officials that we have said no.
Baseline referee called that one in. Fudge threw up the finger. It was definitely close, and both players. Wait, yeah, the different finger there, Dom. the out finger.
So she called it out, but unfortunately was called in.
So side out, Salome here, looking to tie things up.
That's great setup by Devidze, going down the line with that forehand and then able to get this backhand winner, and now all tied up at 6.
Good volley there from Devidze. She put a lot of pressure on with that firm volley. Fudge definitely frustrated with herself right now. We saw her being very vocal there at the end of that point. And this is the end where Devidze went up 8-0 in game 2. Yeah, good ball there from Fudge.
Yeah, again, Devidze changed the pace, but then Fudge rolls that ball to the sideline, creates a ton of spin on it. Devidze not sure what to do with it right there, but side out here to Megan Fudge.
Ooh,
can't do that here.
Giving a couple away right there.
Tie game here. Megan Fudge with her serve.
Oh, good coverage from Devidze. I thought Fudge had her beat right there, especially on the cross court, but Devidze getting a paddle on it and creating the angle. Falling back on that one. Devidze needs to set up the feet better.
Again, now, too, you're in game 3, 7-7 in game 3. They've been out here for an hour and a half. Legs start to take effect, right? Now it all goes back to mechanics. Who can mechanically get through this? I thought it was going to drop, but just goes about a foot long on the lob attempt from Megan Fudge. This is all she had at that moment. Devidze pulling her wide on the backhand.
Megan Fudge looking like she's pretty frustrated with herself on that last point because she just knows how to do this. She knows how to get the ball inside the baseline.
Devidze painting the baseline and painting the sideline.
I think we got no timeout. Just going to towel off here from Megan Fudge.
Oh, good coverage from Devidze. I thought she was beat a couple of times there by Fudge. Even on that lob, she gets up and just flicks the backhand down and in, and Fudge overran it.
Yeah, Devidze doing such a good job on defense right there, staying in that. I thought she was beat twice, but does a great job just getting one more ball back over and forcing Fudge into an unforced error.
Salome Devidze here on championship court after falling in the second round of the women's bracket, battling her way all the way back through the back draw. So she certainly knows how to keep battling.
Oh, great drop by Megan Fudge. And that ball, it peaked up on over and then just decides not to go over. But a good job by Fudge changing pace, but now has to answer here.
Oh, too good from Devidze. She stretched Fudge out all across the court. backhand wide, forehand wide, and then back to that backhand side, and Fudge just could not catch up to it.
All those steps, you're talking about how long this game has gone on for these women. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here from Megan Fudge, calling for it because she knows how important this game is. She does not want to go to a fourth game tiebreaker. Salome Devidze doing everything she can to make sure that this does go to a fourth game tiebreak. She took silver in Daytona, certainly wants to do better than that here. With the score where it is, give me your keys for each player coming out of this timeout.
Well, I mean, keys here for Devidze is keep doing what she's doing, right? So limit the mistakes. Even when Fudge is hitting these floaters, don't get baited into trying to do too much. Stay within your game. It's got you here. It got you the victory in game number 2, and it's got you this lead in game number 3. And then for Fudge, she's got to try and change that pace up, right? She did it there where she got that ball off the tape from Devidze. But again, she can't allow Devidze to come in either, because when she's coming into the kitchen line, she's causing Fudge issues. And so those are my keys for both players right here.
Yeah, I think specifically for Fudge, she had some success in game 2 where she made a little bit of a comeback by creating some shorter balls, but with angle that forced Devidze to kind of overrun the ball and jam herself up. Right now, she's putting decent pressure on, but she's not really forcing Devidze to work hard enough or to potentially throw. Whoa. Just went with the drop serve. That ball's going to sail deep.
So I was waiting to see when she was going to mix in that drop serve. On Thursday, I watched her hit that drop serve about a dozen times in 2 matches. And she used that early on in her career and kind of went away from it. Now she's starting to go back to it a little more.
Doing everything she can, pulling out all the stops, because here you have game point for Salome Devidze.
Ball's just wide. Good pressure from Devidze, so she takes it 11-7 and forces the 4th game tiebreaker to 15.
And you hear the crowd booing here because Megan Fudge walking off the course without the customary paddle tap in between the games. That's what you heard happening just there.
Well, again, it's here nor there, right? You don't do that in any other professional sport in the middle of a match. Tennis players don't do it. Baseball players don't do it. Halftime of a football game, do the players tap hands? No, they don't. It's not. I know it's customary, but I don't know if that's the right thing to be booing one of the players out here when they're really grinding their butt off, trying to win a medal, and this is their livelihood here. So I'm not going to take anything away from not doing that. They will tap paddles at the end of the match when it's all said and done.
Sure. Makes sense. This crowd, though, wanted to see it happen, and they did not. So this is a very important tie-breaking 4th game in this women's gold medal match. At the end of this game, we will be handing out a gold. Who does it go to? We'll find out when we come back.
is the last bottle of Fat Tire. The last of over 750 million bottles ever made. The last of a beer icon. And this is Doug, who hasn't a clue. So he's just doing Doug things. Dang it, Doug! Anyway, we've changed our recipe. Crisper, brighter, still carbon neutral. This is the first of an all-new Fat Tire.
Yeah, this be the life I wasn't used to.
Andre here, really excited to be competing this weekend in the APP Mesa Open. The facility here is gorgeous, 40 plus courts, stadium court looks amazing.
Hey, I'm Shelby Bates and we're here at the APP Mesa Open. Looking forward to the warm weather and getting to some gold medal matches on Sunday.
Up and away, we gon' fly to the sky. We gon' take this high enough, but we ain't gon' down. Shit ain't touching the ground. Let's take this higher, higher, higher. Yeah, let's take this. You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this?
Run it up. I've been running, but I'm never running out of luck. I get ready, then I do it, take it back and double up. Try to copy, but they never ever do enough. I can show you how it go down, cause I got enough to go round. How you want it, it's a showdown. Calling me the goat now. Let me show you how to get it. You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this? Let me show you how to get it. You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this? Let me show you how to get it like me. Get it like me. Cause the best is what I really might be. Let me show you how to get it. You wanna be like this? You wanna be like this?
A lot of things that I didn't do. Stacking paper like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into, and I don't break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 yeah.
What a few days we have had here at the 2023 APP Mesa Open for Salome, Devidze, and Megan Fudge. It all comes down to this, the women's gold medal match to be decided in this championship tiebreaker, the fourth game between these two women, and it happens because Salome Devidze has fought her way back through the back draw, handing Megan Fudge her first loss of the tournament. It's a double elimination tournament, so Salome Devidze has to beat Megan Fudge twice. That is what this tiebreaker is for. It is a single game to 15. The winner of this game will win the gold. Right now, taking the customary 10-minute break between the third and fourth games. They are blowing off the court, cleaning it off, making sure everything is set because these two women have a shot at gold, and we will bring you all the action when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
I'd like to speak to customer service.
Press 1 to speak to a customer service representative. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Representative.
Please try again. I'm sorry.
Buddy, come here. You need a hug. Oh, there you go. You also need consumer selling. You'll talk to a real person every time.
As nice as you?
Much nicer. Well, almost. Get the exact same coverage as the nation's leading carriers and 100% U.S.-based customer support starting at $20. Consumer Cellular.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
After 30 years, we say goodbye to beloved Fat Tire. Goodbye to a taste that's attracted millions of loyal fans. Because after 30 years, we've changed our recipe. Say hello to a crisper, brighter, still carbon neutral, and dare we say better, Fat Tire.
Thanks to DiscountTire.com, we have more time to hang with our new friends.
What do you like to do for fun?
Well, with DiscountTire.com, we save a ton of time.
So we're always trying new things.
The APP is presented by SunMed, PowerPlate, and Gamma.
I'd like to speak to customer service.
Press 1 to speak to a customer service representative. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Representative.
Please try again. I'm sorry.
Buddy, come here. You need a hug. Oh, there you go. You also need consumer cellular. You'll talk to a real person every time.
As nice as you?
Much nicer. Well, almost. Get the exact same coverage as the nation's leading carriers and 100% U.S.-based customer support starting at $20. Consumer Cellular.
We all love pickleball because it's a sport you can play with the whole family, and now the little ones can play too. Introducing the Ben Johns Jr. paddle and the Megalodon paddle that both feature smaller grips, lightweight and durable construction, and a fun design that the kids are going to love.
proud ambassador of Original Penguin.
Welcome back to the 2023 APP Mesa Open. We are going to be handing out a women's singles gold medal after this game between Megan Fudge and Salome Devidze. We are in a decisive fourth game tiebreaker, getting here because Salome won 2 of 3 against Megan Fudge in these first 3 games, but she had to battle her way through the back draw in order to get here to Championship Sunday. It is a double elimination tournament. Megan Fudge made her way through the winner's bracket undefeated, so Salome now has to beat Megan Fudge twice if she wants that gold medal, upgrading from the silver medal that she got in Daytona just a few weeks ago. So it's a single game, 2-15, and the winner is your women's singles gold medalist. What drama, excitement, fantastic pickleball we have had to lead us to this point.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting here with Fudge is going to finish on the dominant side for what we're seeing on both men's and women's singles here. Devidze winning game 2 and 3, finishing on this side. Fudge just overcooking that return a little bit.
Well, that's my, kind of X factor here for this match in the game to 15 is can Fudge just got to keep her cool, use the emotions to her advantage, not to her disadvantage. Don't get too down, but get high when she needs to as far as celebrating good points, but not get too hard on herself. Stay in this.
Devidze falling back on that forehand, pulling it across the body. Fudge coming out with a little bit more power, pushing that ball deep. Devidze not able to catch up to it as it just lands inside the baseline.
The court did get cleaned off as well between these third and fourth games, so the women not dealing with any of that Sonoran desert dust that we've had creeping its way in here.
So, and I was going to say this, it feels like the wind has died down a little bit. What we saw in early on in games 1 and 2 of that ball from Fudge right there was getting pushed down. Devidze going back to the drop serve again. And there, another one.
Yeah.
So that's 3 balls long off of the forehand for Fudge already here in this fourth game.
That's 4. Wow. She just can't dial it in right now. Everything's just going long. Fudge not happy with something at the moment. Almost looked like she was going to call a timeout, but doesn't.
I don't know what she's upset about.
No, neither do I. Going to go long 2, make it 5 right there.
So that drop serve really working to Salome's advantage, just to set her up for these points. Goes away from it here though.
6. Wow.
Devidze off to a commanding lead. 5-1 in this fourth game.
I'm not sure what Fudge is definitely saying something to the referee right here. I'm not sure what she is saying. She's talking about the ball, whether it's a new ball and whether that ball is flying or what. But it's, I mean, new game, new ball.
So discussion over, back here on court now, but Fudge's got to change pretty much everything right at this moment. Get focused back in this.
Salome returning to that drop serve.
Well, Devidze definitely coming out hot here to start this 15-point game. I don't know what the answer is for Fudge right here. She's definitely frustrated, but I can't figure out what she's frustrated with outside of her missed returns.
So Salome going back and forth to her traditional serve and then that drop serve. What kind of advantage do each of those different serves give her? And is there something to just keeping Fudge off balance by not committing to a single one?
Well, with the drop serve, there's no limitation as far as the paddle head having to be under. So what's happening is Devidze's creating heavy topspin off of that serve. And that's the 8th ball that we've seen Fudge miss on the forehand side.
This is crazy right now. I don't know what has changed for Megan Fudge right here, but we didn't see those mistakes in any of the 2 out of 3. And all of a sudden, everything has changed on that end. So now, maybe for her, the end change is a good thing. But that was crazy because you do not see that many unforced errors out of Megan Fudge very often.
Certainly not. You see her daughter there handing her some water, making sure mom's hydrated for these critical final points of this 4th game tiebreaker. We are going to 15. First to 15 wins the game, win by 2. Salome Devidze coming out with a very, very strong start to this 4th game.
And you talked about the drop serve, AJ, and you know it changes things up. And like you mentioned, Chad, it eliminates everything. Once that ball drops and hits the ground, you can do whatever you want with it. So those rules of it's got to be below your waist and underhand motion, all that goes out the window. She could do whatever she wants with it. So she's changing pace up with it. And again, we saw her do that early in her career. She would do it from the backhand side where she likes her two-handed backhand. She would drop to her backhand and then rip it like she's hitting a ground stroke. We haven't seen her do that yet today, but what we are seeing is when she does drop it, she turns and almost rips like she's hitting a good forehand. So we'll see what answers Megan Fudge has here out of this end change because they got to come quick and often.
Salome getting ready to serve up 8-1.
What a recovery from Devidze. That's a beautiful drop from Fudge, and it was going away from her because of the spin. But Devidze recovered so well. Talk about someone being and playing as well as they can right now. That's Salome Devidze.
And Devidze a little off balance on that forehand. Tried to shape it back cross court, but came across the body a little too much. Fudge needs to answer here. She's going to have to keep putting that pressure on and getting those deeper balls, moving Devidze around and try to jam her up a little bit. There's one.
Okay, that's a long ball from Devidze.
That was much longer than what we saw from Fudge's misses. So it'll be interesting to see if Devidze can keep those balls in as well. But ball's just jumping off of Fudge's paddle right now.
The wind still doesn't really feel like it's a factor in these balls going long. It's just the way they're hitting it.
Well, I think the lack of the wind has kind of changed things.
Salome up 9-2 here in the 4th game tiebreaker.
And Devidze is just outlasting Fudge right now. Ground stroke to ground stroke. She's not even thinking about coming in. She's just waiting for Fudge to make a mistake.
You talked about how Megan Fudge was going to need to make some adjustments here. This is the time. Devidze just 5 points away from winning the gold medal here in our 15-point tie-breaking game. And with the ball. Quick side out here. So Megan Fudge with the ball back in her hand. Needs to start erasing this lead that Salome has built right here.
Just a mishit off the paddle of Megan Fudge, and the paddle goes flying to the sideline, and I believe, is it going to be a timeout or
no?
Just frustration?
Yeah, just frustration. Fudge is trying to change up speeds, change up direction, but like I said, the ball just seems to be jumping off of her paddle, and then right there, tries to shape it a little too much and opens the paddle face up and doesn't go anywhere. Just wide there on the backhand cross court.
Salome Devidze just slowly, steadily building this lead. And she now finds herself 4 points away from taking the gold here at our women's singles gold medal match.
No. I don't think we don't have video challenges. Ooh.
Ball called out by the official.
Did he just
over
change
the microphone?
Did he just change his call right there?
She said she didn't see it on the far side.
Yeah, but originally he's called it in. Originally he had his hands down. I don't know what's going on.
Megan Fudge walking towards our side of the court, trying to get her head back in this game. She's trailing 2-12. Salome Devidze. Salome with the ball, which means she's got the serve, and she is 3 points away.
And Fudge taking her time, taking a breath, taking a towel.
Yeah, she's visibly shaking right here.
Down by 10 here, 12-2, game to 15.
Regardless of how this one plays out, we will see Megan Fudge again in the women's doubles.
You know what impressed me in that whole situation right there was our head referee giving her that time.
Yeah.
Right? Giving her that time, not forcing her to come back in, letting her take her second to regroup. She knows that this is an important match, and she understands that. That's a great job by our officiating crew of taking their time, letting Megan Fudge do her thing and get back in that. Well, but it's an 11-point lead now for her.
Certainly not the situation we were expecting to be in after the 2 out of 3 to 11 and how close those games were. It kind of just, Fudge came out after the break and balls were just flying off of her paddle, and she hasn't been able to reel that back in or find the rhythm that she's needed to kind of extend these points.
Well, she's got to find a rhythm quick here because down by 11, she's only 2 points away from losing this match. Well, let's see if Fudge has an answer here on her sideline.
And either way, we will be seeing her and her partner Susanna Barr in the women's doubles gold medal match against Paris Todd and Simone Jardim. But before we get to that, we got to wrap up this 15-point tie-breaking fourth game here on championship court at the APP Mesa Open. These two women have delivered an excellent excellent match of pickleball so far. We have seen comebacks, we have seen grit, we have seen determination, and now we are 2 points away from seeing Salome Devidze win the gold here at the APP Mesa Open for the women's singles. She has the ball and will get us started here with a serve shortly against Megan Fudge.
Gosh. I mean, Fudge was in control of that, but Devidze hit a forehand in the middle of that point that took off, and then that backhand right there. The balls are exploding off of her paddle, and Fudge just not able to catch up to it.
And now we have a match point for Salome Devidze. She has a chance to win the women's singles gold medal right here, the point on her paddle. Doesn't get it done there. Side out, Megan Fudge with a chance here. She has a long way to come back down 14-2. Every comeback, though, with a single point. Megan Fudge going to get it started here.
So we talk about 1 point at a time, right? But in the case of Megan Fudge, yes, it is technically 1 point at a time, but she's got to get points in bunches here. She can't get 1 point and then a side out, 1 point and then a side out. She's got to get them in bunches because every time that ball goes back into Salome Devidze's hand, it's a game and match point.
Just like you said, so it goes right back to Devidze, and she has a chance to end this singles gold medal match, the women's singles gold medal match right here. I'm gonna take a second, though, before we do that. Salome calling the timeout. She knows how important this is. She won the silver in Daytona, looking to upgrade that medal here at the APP Mesa Open. This is tricky because you have two sides of this coin, right? If you're Megan Fudge, you are so far, you're down by so much, you have to have one mentality. But Salome Devidze and her mentality, also something that really has to be intentional with the way she does it with such a big lead. You don't want to get into that trap of, well, it's just 1 point, it's just 1 point. How does she make sure she ends it right here, right now?
Well, for Devidze, she is in a tough spot because we see it time and time again with pickleball. That last point is obviously the hardest point to get. And when you have a larger lead, you kind of lay off the pressure a little bit. And you're like, yo, I just need 1 more point. Don't make a mistake. Instead of thinking about, yo, play like I did to get you here. For Fudge, you got it, like you said, Dom. I mean, you just got to take it 1 point at a time, but try to force the issue a little bit and put the pressure on Devidze and get her mentality as somewhat of, a scramble.
Yep. Well, she's got to help her cause here by getting this side out to get those points in bunches. She got 1 last time, but needs to get a few more here, but can't do anything without this side out.
Salome Devidze getting ready for the serve that could win her the women's singles gold medal.
That's a huge ball right there from Megan Fudge.
All right, it's just continuing on that far sideline from us.
Starts with the side out, so Megan Fudge with a chance.
Devidze may have fought that off or thought about that a little more if it wasn't 14-3. Oh my goodness, that ball off her paddle. Yes. Ball's exploding off of her paddle right now. Ball got on Megan Fudge so quick.
Salome Devidze looking to end this right now. and win herself the gold.
She got tripped up on her feet. Like her feet were all over the place. She was off balance, and she just flicked at that backhand. Wow. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I should not be laughing at that, but Megan Fudge put her finger up to call that ball out.
It's out by 10 feet. All right, and then Salome Devidze going to burn her second time out here as she senses a little run here from Megan Fudge. I like it. Don't wait. Slow her down. Don't let her get in a rhythm as Fudge just rattled off 2 straight.
And the score is still 14-5 in Devidze's favor. She just needs a single point to win herself the women's singles gold medal here at the APP Mesa Open. But you got to get that point. She had several chances at it earlier, could not close it out. So if you're Salome, what are you telling yourself right now?
I mean, if I'm Salome, I'm like, calm down, it's fine. She called this timeout not for any fault of her own, but for the sole purpose of slowing down Megan Fudge, not giving her any bit of a momentum or roll to get into and get a bunch of points. She got 2 in a row. She calls a timeout. That's the difference, too, in singles. It's you need to get one side out, and then it's your ball back. As opposed to doubles, you may have to hold twice. So Devidze, all she needs to do, hold once, get that ball back, and then it is match point number 4 for her. But, again, I like her slowing the momentum here of Megan Fudge.
You just know Megan Fudge is too dangerous of a pickleball player. You do not want her to find a rhythm. It does not matter how big the deficit is. She is too good to give her any benefit of the doubt. Salome Devidze knowing that. Fudge now with the serve, trailing 5-14.
Ooh, Devidze is a little tight right now. We've seen some footwork issues right there. She slowed her swing down. She didn't accelerate through it, and that is what caused that ball to just jump up and not have any bite to it.
The pickleball going underneath the bleachers here before finding its way back into Megan Fudge's hand.
Oh, that's long, too. So
Wow.
Devidze falling into that same thing that happened with Megan Fudge on that side of sailing balls long. It's got to be gusting down there on court. We're up a little higher.
Well,
it does. It has to be. We're not getting something that's down on court right now.
If you look at the shade structure on the side of this, it is now blowing straight up where earlier it wasn't. That ball's wide too.
Oh, no.
Okay.
For Salome Devidze here. She has no timeouts left either.
No timeouts.
Let's talk about that.
No timeouts. You're now only up by 5 after being
up by 12 at one point.
Yes.
Little unlucky there from Fudge catching the net cord.
So Salome Devidze with her 4th chance at match point here in the women's singles gold medal match.
She's going to go for the serve. Oh, backed off it.
The spin threw off Fudge. She wasn't sure if she was going to go back cross court or down the line. She chose down the line, but it was too late of a decision.
I would have liked to see her take that ball out of the air.
Yeah.
She let it bounce instead of taking it on the volley.
The crowd giving Salome Devidze a roar for that hard-fought women's singles gold medal. She has won it here at the APP Mesa Open. We are going to hear from her when we come back. The APP is presented by USA Pickleball, Penguin, Consumer Cellular, and Day One.
So game and match here for Salome Devidze. She takes the game to 15, 15-9. What a comeback for Megan Fudge, but coming up just a little short. And Salome Devidze, your gold medalist here on championship court.
Yeah, that last ball there looked like it just spun away from Fudge. Threw her timing off a little bit, miss it into the net, but definitely a back and forth battle throughout this whole one.
And we're going to send it down courtside. AJ McCord has both of our ladies.
You guys certainly got this crowd into every single point of this women's singles gold medal match. Give it up for these ladies one more time. A huge roar of approval because you guys came out, left everything you had on the pickleball court, and we are so grateful for it. Megan Fudge, congratulations on your silver medal. We'll hand you your hardware now. Big round of applause for Megan. So Megan, obviously, I know you would have loved to win gold here in the women's singles, but you have another shot later this afternoon in women's doubles. How do you regroup, get ready for that match?
Yeah, I'm super excited to come back out here with Susanna. Obviously, not the result I wanted, didn't play well. Obviously, I'm still adjusting to my new paddle. So there's adjustment to be made and progress is happening. So, you know, it's very mental out there, but I'm hoping to reset and just kind of refresh and start my mind over again in about hopefully an hour or so.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for everything you left for this women's singles. Congratulations. We'll see you soon. And Salome Devidze, my goodness, you just came out in that fourth game tiebreaker like a woman on a mission, refusing to go down. What was your mentality heading into that fourth game?
It was same as the very first point. I was playing 1 point at a time and fighting my best. I knew Megan would fight hard, and she had a great week. She's playing really good, so I knew I had to concentrate on each ball.
And concentrate on each ball, you absolutely did. What was your strategy coming into this to make sure that you stayed focused and got that final match point?
I've really been working on playing aggressive. I really want to keep working on that, and that was my strategy, to come in and play as aggressive as I could, and hopefully I can improve and keep playing aggressive.
You got the silver medal in Daytona. How good does it feel to upgrade that medal here at the APP Mesa Open to gold?
Gold always feels good. This is a really special venue for me. This is my first, Ken gave me my first gold medal here. So I'm really happy to be back and defending my title, so I can't be having a better day.
Ken, why don't we go ahead and give her that gold medal. Salome, congratulations on your win. One more time for our women's single gold medalist, Salome Devidze. Here is your hardware.
So Salome Devidze, your back-to-back APP Mesa Open champions. Congratulations to her on the singles side. Chad, she just played really well this afternoon.
Yeah, we talked about going into that final 15-point tiebreaker match as far as who's going to make the adjustments the fastest. Devidze obviously making the adjustment faster than Fudge. Not taking anything away from Fudge. She played fantastic throughout, but Devidze just stepping it up a notch there in the fourth and final game.